welcome to News Top Up on Rulers World Television, your weekly roundup of trending stories. I am Olusola IYANUOLUWA. Let's begin. In Kwara State, Nigeria, all 38 worshippers adopted during an attack on Christ Apostolic Church, Oke-Isegun in Eruku community have regained their freedom. The worshippers were kidnapped on Tuesday, November 18, 2025, when armed men stormed the church during a Thanksgiving service streamed online, killing 3 people and whisked away dozens into the forest. After several days of coordinated security operations involving the DSS, the military, police, local vigilante, and other intelligence units working under direct federal directives, all 38 captives were successfully released on Sunday, November 23, 2025. The freed worshippers, many weak and dehydrated, are receiving medical care at the Government House Clinic in Ilorin, where Governor AbdulRahman AbdulRazaq welcomed them. But even before the Eruku community could fully recover, bandits struck again. This time, the Isapa community in Ekiti Local Government Area, where armed bandits abducted 11 residents on Monday, November 24, 2025. Witnesses say the attackers, numbering up to 30 and moving with herd of cattle, stormed the community around 6 p.m., shooting sporadically as residents fled for safety. Among those kidnapped are a pregnant woman, 2 nursing mothers, several children, and members of the same household. During the attack, an elderly woman was reportedly hit by a stray bullet, while police say one person was treated and discharged after sustaining a gunshot wound on the leg. The Kwara State Police Command has launched a search and rescue operation, deploying tactical teams alongside local vigilantes to curb nearby forests believed to be the abductors' escape route. In KEBBI State, 24 schoolgirls adopted from Government Girls Comprehensive Senior Secondary School in Maga have been safely released and has been reunited with their parents. The girls were kidnapped on Monday, November 17, 2025, when armed assailants stormed the school, killing the vice principal and abducting 25 students. One of the students escaped the same day, leaving 24 still in captivity till they were released. Authorities confirmed on Tuesday, November 25, 2025, that all the remaining girls have been freed. Officials say the girls were freed through coordinated negotiation with no ransom paid, though Boko Haram has claimed otherwise in a circulating video. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu welcomed the development, expressing relief that all the girls were accounted for and called for increased security in schools and vulnerable communities. In Kaduna State, the Anglican community mourns the death of Venerable Edwin Achi, priest in charge of Ebenezer Anglican Church, who died while in captivity. Ven Achi, along with his wife and daughter, was adopted on Tuesday, October 28, 2025, from their residence in Nisi Community, Eruku Local Government Area. Kidnappers initially demanded a ransom of 600 million naira for their release. But on Wednesday, November 26, 2025, the Diocese of Kaduna confirmed that Ven Achi had died in captivity. The circumstances surrounding his death remain unclear. The diocese described his passing as a painful loss to the entire diocese, the clergy, the church family, and all who were blessed by his faithful ministry. In response to the tragedy, the diocese cancelled its planned Stand Up for Jesus 2025 event, while the Christian Association of Nigeria for the Northern Region expressed deep sadness and solidarity with the family. Authorities and church leaders continue to pray for the safe release of his wife and daughter, who reportedly remain in the hands of the kidnappers. In Niger State, Nigeria, tensions remain high following the adoption of 10 villagers from Angwo Kawo and Kochikpa in Shiroro Local Government Area. The incident reportedly occurred on the evening of November 26 when armed bandits targeted farmers working in their fields. Authorities have confirmed the kidnappings, but details about the victims remain scarce and rescue efforts are ongoing. This latest attack comes just days after the mass kidnapping of more than 300 students and 12 teachers from St. Mary's Catholic School in Papiri, Kwara Local Government, highlighting a growing security crisis in the region. In response to these escalating attacks, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declared a nationwide security emergency across Nigeria. The declaration, made on Wednesday, November 26, 2025, comes amid a surge of adoptions, including recent high-profile cases such as the release of 24 school girls in KEBBI State and 38 church worshippers in Kwara State. Under the emergency, the government plans to recruit an additional 20,000 police officers, redeploy troops to high-risk areas, and use NYSC camps as temporary training centers for new recruits. The Department of State Services and other security agencies have been ordered to deploy personnel to forests and hideouts where bandits operate. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged state government to consider establishing their own policy structures and called on Nigerians to remain vigilant and cooperate with security agencies. Meanwhile, the National Assembly has rejected any negotiations with bandits, warning that ransom or dialogue embodies criminal networks. Lawmakers criticized the withdrawal of troops from vulnerable areas before attacks and demanded accountability, while former federal legislators condemned attempts to negotiate with kidnappers, describing it as a dangerous precedent. Despite the political tension, the government continues to rescue operations for remaining adopters, particularly the 312 students of St. Mary's School in Niger State, with a report of 50 students escaped from their adopters. In international news, former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan is reported safe after being temporarily stranded in Guinea-Bissau following a sudden military coup. Jonathan had traveled to the West African nation to lead an election observation mission for the African Union, ECOWAS, and the West African Elders Forum just days after the presidential and parliamentary elections on November 23, 2025. On Wednesday, November 26, 2025, military officers seized power, suspending the constitution, and closed all land, air, and sea borders. Flights were cancelled, leaving Jonathan and other foreign observers unable to leave the country. Nigerian authorities have confirmed that Jonathan is unharmed and has now departed safely. The coup has drawn strong international condemnation, with the AU, ECOWAS, and other regional bodies calling for the swift restoration of constitutional order. That's all for now. To stay updated on trending stories, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Olusola Television. Once again, I'm Olusola IYANUOLUWA. Thanks for watching.